What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the first podcast of Dump and Skate. I am Jeremy Holland.
And I am Jeremy Abdu. And welcome everybody to our... Would you stop laughing? You know what? I quit. I'm doing my own podcast.
It's ridiculous. Best intro ever. Awesome pilot. Oh, man. So we were just talking off air a little bit about, you were saying something about going to where?
The JIM.
Okay, and
what else was I saying?
I don't know. You were headed somewhere with telling me a story about the JIM.
Man, I don't even remember now.
Oh, this was literally 30 seconds ago. This is awful. So you said JIM. It made me think.
Oh, you're like, why do you do that? And I go, it's only the cool people that actually work out.
It's not what you said, but okay.
I was going there.
Yeah. Go ahead, though. We're good.
People just thought it was funny. That's why I say it. It's just a habit now.
Fair enough.
My friends back home will understand and appreciate a good JIM reference.
I do it with dead. I say DED. So, and I get a lot of people to look at me weird. I don't think anybody's like, oh, I get it. Most people just look at me weird. So
then it's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Oh, so everyone looks at you weird when you say it. That's perfect.
Whether I say JIM or not.
Yeah. So that's accurate. So when you said JIM, I thought about something I was doing this morning. I don't know what I think I was looking at an Instagram reel or something. And it was this guy that was talking about like, hey, if you're a hockey player and you're like your hamstrings are always tight and your like back and whatever else is sore. He was like, it's your core and your glutes. And so he showed these 3 exercises. So since I'm losing weight and I got to start trying to do exercises at some point, don't just listen. Don't with all the head movements. Relax, Susan. Calm down. So what was it called? Oh, I've already forgot them. Hang on, they're on the phone. I'll look them up. I wrote the names of these several exercises down because I was like, I'm going to do.
So we're going to make all of our listener. We're going to make all of our listeners
100%.
Just wait while you go on Instagram.
100%. I already got it. It's good. I got it. Not on Instagram. It's on the phone. Bird dog plank, a front plank, and a glute bridge. So your boy's going to be rocking some bird dog plank and some glute bridge in the mornings and evenings to activate my core and my glutes.
All right. So, now that you're making the progress into dieting and you're starting to work out, you know where I'm leading with this.
We're not going into this. This isn't happening.
So me and Cooch, captain of the Zeros.
Oh boy,
we are going to go ahead and sponsor you to do your first show.
I'm
going to pay for it. I'm going to pay for it.
It's a waste of money.
You want
the wife's already said I don't have to do it. If the wife says I don't have to do it, I don't have to do it.
Just because she wears the pants in the family doesn't mean you're.
Yeah, it seems accurate. If she says I don't have to do it, I don't have to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Well, here's the other thing. I feel like whoever comes in last place in the league, their worst player has to oil you up for your first show. Okay? So, hear me out, Zeros. I might just throw the game. I just might throw the rest of the season so I get to oil him up.
But you're not the worst player. And that's weird. This is a recorded thing. And you just said, I'm going to throw a bunch of games so I can oil this guy up. When Marola hears this, I'm just saying it's going to confirm a few things that he's suspicious for a hot minute.
Marola will be like, this
totally on brand.
Yeah, I got you.
100% Abdu.
Look, I have experience in the bodybuilding world, and I want to pay it forward.
Spitting on your hands.
All right, so since it's fresh in our head, can we just talk about Thursday's event after our game? Or do we? Yeah.
So really quickly, No, I'm good with that. Really quickly, since this is just a test run, but to, I guess, get comfortable doing some of this. So this podcast is basically a podcast for or designed around beer league hockey. There are 2 leagues here, ice hockey, roller hockey, and we have the Ghost Pirates here. So we'll discuss some of that from time to time. Abdu's roots are back in Chicago. So we'll bring in guys from that area. But this is just a podcast about anything and everything beer league. And so we'll talk about our various leagues here, various leagues back in Chicago, and any other stuff that happens to come up. If Abdu gets really excited about something the Blackhawks did, which is fairly rare at the moment. We'll let him talk for a few minutes about the Blackhawks, moment or whatever. Bedard's broken jaw, who knows, something. So, or how Bedard has the best toe drag release ever, just the greatest thing. Yeah, there it is. So Thursday night, C League, you brought it up. We'll let you run with it for a minute. So Thursday was a weird night, though. So I had to call Dwight and talk to him and was like, hey, look, it was like a full moon. It was like a hockey full moon because all 3 games had some sort of shenanigan type nonsense going on in them.
Minus
which is kind of, yours had it with Chris losing his mind and stick smashing and yelling and everything else, which is, again, to me, that's an incident, even if it's not like an incident between other players. But Fent said that he lost his mind on his bench too and was screaming at his guys because he said that they were all even, had a couple extra guys show up, and then their rotation got off and he was frustrated. And so he was like, I got upset and had to apologize. So
well, I'm not going to lie. I was just talking to one of the alternate captains on the Silver Knights, and one guy on the team, I don't know his name. He's a new guy. During the game was trying to get in my face, and he challenged me. He wanted to go toe to toe with me. So I took off my shoulder pads.
What?
Yeah, took off my shoulder pads.
This didn't happen. This didn't happen. This didn't happen.
I'm just messing around.
This is a complete fabrication.
Kidding around. So, anyways, the game after ours, there was an incident with. Can I go ahead and say names, or should I not?
Let's just use team names for now.
All right. So, couple guys. It was the Griffins versus the Phantoms. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So, right at the circle in the right at the corner. A couple guys ran into the boards, and it turned into a helmet off incident. Am I saying this correctly?
Yeah.
So far,
yeah,
literally a body check and a non-check.
Yeah. Go ahead. You're good.
And it turned into one of the guys on the Phantoms grabbed a hold of the Griffins, ripped the helmet off. Then it was just a big, what do you call it?
Melee.
Couple guys from the Phantoms hopped the boards, which is, according to USA Hockey, I believe it's a 1-game suspension.
5 out of 10 in a 1 game, yeah.
Yeah, 5 out of 10 in 1 game. Now, hats off to the Griffins, because the Griffins could have easily followed suit and hopped the boards too. They didn't. It turned into a situation where 2 of the Phantoms and 1 of the Griffins were kicked out of the game. Holland, you, me, and your brother were up in the stairs watching the game, and you, being the mature one, took the authority and said, "Hey, Abdu, would you mind going going down to the locker room to make sure things don't get out of hand?" And then that's when I brought your brother with me as well, because I'm old and decrepit, according to an email. We'll get to that email in another segment.
Another podcast.
And it got a little more heated. One guy on the Phantoms started yelling after he was kicked out of the game to the Griffins, and I could have easily gone really standard Jeremy Abdu, immature, talked garbage, but out of respect to you, and I always tell you this, I have a high level of respect for you. I kept it clean, told him that it was unnecessary, keep it on the ice. I did tell, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and call him the hockey camp legend. So I did tell him before he starts getting in a fight, he has to learn how to skate because he can't stand up. And I said that the guy really can't skate. He would get his butt whooped on the ice. And then that's when you were next to me. It was an ongoing thing for a few rounds. He kept on walking in and out of the locker room. So,
yeah, a lot of emotions for a C League Beer League game. Pretty comical. But clearly, I think as we found out a little bit talking, it was a guy that literally had no idea what the rule was about how that all went down. And a lot of his frustration seemed to be centered on like, hey, the other team kind of ratted me out for coming off the bench because the refs were too busy breaking up the scrum because it looked to be like it was going to spill over into like 3, 4, 5 guys all kind of tangled up, not just a couple of guys. Thankfully, everybody kind of kept their heads. But, the refs were tied up with that, so they didn't really catch it. So, yeah. And I chatted with the refs afterwards. They admitted, like, hey, they didn't see anything. And so they just kind of asked him to leave the ice once they realized what had gone on. So, pretty wild stuff, man. Yeah, definitely some on-brand C-League, beer league hockey for sure. So, and then the last game of the night had some shenanigans in it too, with a couple of guys getting tangled up. Our boy Matt Eckstein getting tangled up with that's
the Ice Hogs
new guy. Yeah, Ice Hogs.
Ice Hogs, yeah. Ice Hogs.
These guys. Yeah. Matt getting tangled up with a new guy playing on one of the expansion teams, and a new guy taking some exception to it. And according to Matt, he was just trying to tell the guy, hey man, like it's all good. And some more general trash talking.
Yeah. And again, that guy on the Trash Bandit has a slight reputation of losing cool, if you will. Losing his cool. And that's not saying like that's the way.
He's not a stranger. Yeah, he's not a stranger to the penalty box.
But that's not saying that's how the whole entire C League or hockey is down here by any means. It is fun. It is fun. There's good people out there too. So I don't want it to sound like it's just
knuckleheads.
Yeah. So
no, but there are knuckleheads. That happens occasionally.
There's knuckleheads everywhere.
For sure.
Just like my team back in Chicago. Shout out to the boys, Sodomy. Like one of my guys just got kicked out of the league on Monday last week for fighting. So we'll get into that again later on. This is just a pilot episode, kind of showing what we're all about. So what else we got here?
I don't know. That's what I was just thinking. I didn't actually. My team in A-League?
Yeah. Let's talk about your team.
Let's see. What is our record? I think we're 4-1-1. So we're pretty close where we were. Yeah, Swamp Donkeys. I don't have any of the jerseys behind us.
Embarrassed of the logo.
Embarrassed of the logo. Embarrassed of the jersey itself. Poor quality jersey. Probably has to do with the socks and stuff like that. Weird stuff. No, love the jerseys. Love the socks. Everything's good about it. We're 4-1-1. We're doing well. We're playing like we're supposed to. We tied this last game. It was a very frustrating game. It was a tie, but it was an 8-8 tie. So it was just like, how many mistakes could both teams make, which is probably the most irritating thing in the world. I'd rather just lose 8-2 and be like, all right, see, we were terrible this game. Like, let's fix it. Tying 8-8 is like, all right, look at all the mistakes, and we really didn't get punished for it other than, taking 1 point. So, but no, we don't really have a lot of no fights. We did have a guy, one of our, I guess, younger guys. He's in his mid-20s. And a younger guy on another team about 3 weeks ago kind of got into a jawing contest. And as I can sympathize with that. I remember being young and being very trying to think of a polite way to say it. There's a lot of things I could say that are not necessarily polite. Having my chest bowed out, basically like, hey, if you're going to challenge me, I'm going to step up to that challenge. So that's basically what happened. The guy on our team kind of got challenged and was like, I'm not going to back down from that. So it's the rest of the game basically chasing this guy around, trying to prove like, hey, you're not going to be faster than me, better than me. You're not going to get around me. Like crossed my face one time playing D, crashed into our own net, almost killed our goalie trying to chase this guy around. We're like, yo, relax a little, like I get it. And ended up with about 3 minutes left in the game, came chasing him behind the net and essentially boarded him, but unintentionally. But they were moving so fast that when he hit the boards, the guy on the other team, his visor split in half.
I did see that.
Yeah, we think he hit his visor must have hit the stanchion, splits in half, helmet comes off. He ends up throwing his helmet up into the stands, which is a little funny. Not how I would treat my stuff, but and is pouring blood down his face. I never really knew what happened until like a week later when I actually found his helmet at the rink, got it back to him. And I thought our guy got him with a stick on accident. Our guy was like, I don't know what I did to him. I was just chasing him, and he tried to cut back inside along the boards, and I didn't let him. So, yeah, so our guy got bounced. I think he got a double, or he got a 2 and a 10, I think. So I think he got a 2 and a 10. And so they were just trying not to make it a multi-game suspension thing. They knew it was unintentional. So, but yeah, that's normal hockey stuff. You know, it happens. So, our guy went to their guy's locker room after, was like, hey, definitely wasn't trying to bust your face open. Hope you're okay. So it's all good.
So
you know, hockey.
You being an admin and playing in the A League, other than skill level, what do you notice differently from the A level and the C level, minus the skill level? Because I think generally everyone knows the difference between the A and the C League. There is no B League down here. Yeah.
No, not yet. I mean, it's coming next season. So you got a lot of your C League is a lot of B and C guys. Your A League is mostly A guys at this point, with a handful of B guys kind of tossed in there. As a general rule, I think most of the guys in A League played higher levels of hockey than like they got out of high school typically. There's some guys that played some AAA, and I played D3 club. There's some guys that played some Division I. There's some Division III. There's some club guys. So there's a whole bunch of guys that are all across the board, played a bunch of different levels of hockey. So it's not the highest level of hockey they've ever played. And I think because of that, they understand the game much better than the majority of the guys in C League. And again, it's not everybody. There's guys like you down there that understand hockey. But as a general rule,
that was really nice. I was expecting this coming up.
No. Hurtful words with Holland are not happening.
We are going to have a segment called Hurtful Words with Holland, and then it's going to be special Hurtful Words with Sprents.
Yeah, we'll have Lindsay on. We'll let her just roast everybody she wants.
I can't wait for that.
I can. And so, yeah, the hockey knowledge, hockey sense is a big difference. And what that turns into is you don't have a lot of guys arguing and screaming and hollering at each other. You don't have a lot of guys hollering and screaming at the refs. I mean, it happens. Like our goalie was a fill-in goalie this past week. He got pretty upset at the ref because he felt like the ref missed some stuff. But, you know, it's a hockey conversation. It's not like hey, you're not going to call that. That guy bumped me. You know,
right.
it was clearly a hand pass. You know, the guy touched it with his hand. His other guy shot it in the net. Like, that's a hand pass. And so that's an intelligent hockey conversation that a goalie's trying to have with a ref, albeit he was a little out of control. But, you know, and it is what it is. So to me, that's one of the biggest things is that for the most part, a lot of the nonsense doesn't happen in A-League because I think those guys have just played a higher level of hockey. They got a little better handle on what's going on in the game. So that's the biggest thing. Yeah, the skill level is a big difference. The speed.
Skill levels too.
Skill level is different. The speed of the game moves is way different.
So much faster. I refed the All-Star game for the A-League.
That was
the first time I've seen the A-League, and so fast compared to C.
And the All-Star game was really probably only about 70% speed for most of those guys. Because I was roughing with you, and it was pretty relaxed.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's good fun. It's probably some of the best hockey I've played since playing in college. So it's good. I am excited because, you know, we're in South Georgia. We're only in our third full season, second full year, and you got this many guys. I think we got 6 teams. So was that like about 75 guys, 80 guys, somewhere in there in the A-League. Yeah. You got 80, you know, of those 80, probably 70 of them, 65, 70 of them are all belong there. You probably got 10 guys that would be good for them to bump down to B. They would appreciate that slightly slower pace. So yeah, no, it's good. Love it. A lot of fun.
And the sport's only growing more down here because we're in our second half. And you said for the second half of the season, you had like 26 new signups, right?
Yeah, we had to create two. We had to create. I think it was 26 or 30. We had two new teams, both of them in the C League. And I think on those C League teams, you've probably got 5 or 6 guys on each team that are like brand new to hockey. Like they've only been they've been skating for 6 months. Yeah, I think the rink being open, people being exposed to it, it's got some. There's a kid playing on a C League team that has been a lifelong soccer player, I heard. And
plays for the Griffins.
No, that was the older guy that has played soccer forever, but also played hockey. Now there's a kid. He's 18.
Oh.
He's going to be at Southern next year. Pete Rossi's been working with him some, trying to help him get a little better. Yeah, the kid's played like travel soccer and all his whole life, and started skating like 3-4 months ago. Liked it, enjoyed it, and basically said, "Yeah, I'm out with the soccer stuff." He's going to do hockey stuff full time now. He's walked away from all the soccer stuff. He's working with Pete. He's going to go to Georgia Southern next year and wants to be a part of their D3, I think it's D3 club team, which that'll be a part of this show at some point too, is talking to Pete, letting him advertise some of the kids program stuff, because he's kind of the spearhead and all of that and doing a great job with that. We traveled with those guys last weekend and let my littlest guy play with them, which is a lot of fun. And
just tell everyone who Pete Rossi is. Besides,
I don't know Pete's.
Gets guys out.
I don't.
Yeah, he's such a good dude.
I don't know Pete's bio well enough to intro him.
Okay.
I know he played in college. I know he's coached a ton. He coached his brothers growing up. He's coached. He coached at Rutgers, I think, for a little bit, or helped out with those guys. He's done a ton of coaching, and talking with him, that's kind of one of his big passions. But I've told him, I mean, this is just, Jeremy's personal take on Rossi, is that he's probably one of the top 2 defenders down here between him and Pack. Those guys just, you feel like you got 10, 12 feet when you come in on them, and then all of a sudden they make 10 to 12 feet disappear and you got 2 feet and they're right on top of you. So they close space really fast.
I'm sure
really,
Rossi
really
has
smart.
2 feet. I'm so about that.
You sure what?
I'm sure Rossi has 2 feet. I know he does.
So,
if I can't be myself during this podcast, I'm not going to be in it.
Stupid. So, Pete. Pete's going to be working with the Georgia Southern kids. So he's already working with this one kid, and been doing some private lessons with him, I think, trying to get him a little more up to speed. Like I said, the kid's only been skating for, I think, 6 months at the most. And so, but the kid looks good. He's kind of a natural athlete. I've watched him a little bit. He needs to be playing probably in a B league. He'd be a bottom level player in a B league. But that's where he needs to be, because that's kind of where his skill level's at. He's a little better than what the C league is. So, yeah, pretty excited about that. Should be fun.
He's done a lot for the programs down here for the youth. He's the coaching with the kids.
Big time. Yeah, big time.
New Georgia Southern coach too. So he's really good for the programs down here.
Yeah. All around good guy. Yeah, I played roller with him. Met him, got to know him a little bit last year when we did the little roller all-star. Rode over to that with him, chatted with him, the hour ride there and back, and got to know him. Then he drafted me this past year on the roller team, played with him this past year, and got to know him. And I said, good hockey guy, good family, a couple little kids that me and his littlest one on Saturday mornings usually play cars together. Because his wife's trying to watch their older one play, and I always feel bad for her. So I take the little, I'm like, let's go play with the cars. So, but I found out if I don't have cars, he could care less about me. Like I saw him at the roller rink. I was like, what's up, buddy? And he was like, yeah, no, not having it, man. Just walked right on by me like he didn't even know me. It's like, come on, we spent hours together playing cars, and I've carried you around the rink so you could play and like write on the condensation in the glass. He's like, yeah, man, I don't even know who you are. Go away. So not cool. So, but so that's what this is going to start to look like. Hopefully,
we'll have interviews of just people all over in the hockey community. A lot of people down here.
I don't want to name drop.
Yeah,
I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't want to name drop, but we're definitely going to have the Sprinces on. We're definitely going to get Pete on. He's expressed some interest in coming on, and I feel like Pete may just come on and make fun of us more than actually talk about the things going on, but we'll just see. We'll see how that goes.
He'll make fun of you. I'm not an easy target to make fun of for those people that are just finding out about this, us. You're an easy target. I am not. I'm a pretty good guy all around. You are an easy target. But we'll be more organized. This is just our first episode. Do we want to wrap it up here?
Yeah, we're at the 25. Can you see the ticker on your screen or no?
Yeah, okay. 25. So
yeah, we're at the 25-minute mark. All right, I'm going to stop.
Really quick, will be in our plug?
Yeah, BNR, absolutely.
So if you guys are looking for gear from skates to tape, sticks, shoulder pads, and even jerseys. So the people at BNR, I used to work at BNR. It's a pro shop back in Chicago and Michigan. Um, they did the jerseys for Swamp Donkeys, the Zeros, Griffins.
Basically, the entire C League.
Yeah, they are so good. I don't want to name drop my guy because I don't want everyone just calling him and harassing him. But
He won't
BNR
answer. He won't answer the phone. You can name drop. It's okay.
BNRsports.com, or is it BNRsport.com? One of those. I'll give you the official website. And yeah, you'll get the stuff. Jerseys take 15 days after you confirm it. Gear usually within a few days. Really, like you ordered your helmet, you got it fairly fast.
Yeah, it was just a couple of days. And to be clear, we've kind of gotten to know BNR down here through the jersey stuff, but they're a full blown pro shop, just like any of your big name ones that I'm not going to name drop because we're not affiliated with any of those guys. But yeah, BNR is going to have the same supply, and they're going to deliver to you just as fast as all those guys, as all the big box store hockey shops. So yeah.
We'll show some samples of what.
Well, you said sticks, so before we close out here, let's chat super fast about the new twig. Have you cut it down and used it at all?
I have not. And side note, I called your brother to see if he could bring a saw tomorrow. Can you bring one?
Yeah, I got it in the bag. I'll bring it with me. So I don't want to give away too much, but I've got a little hookup, and part of what we're going to try to do is try to introduce some equipment from time to time on here. But I got a buddy that has some connections. So I got a couple of Warrior, what are they? QR5 Pros, right? Yeah, Covert QR5 Pros. Super nice stick. I've been playing with a QR520 for all of last season. I broke an old Warrior that I had, another Covert QR Pro something. I don't remember what it was. And I gave the broken piece away. But ordered the QR5 Pro. Ordered two of them, got one for you, one for me. I brought mine. It's shorter than the QR520. It came as like 2 inches, inch and a half, 2 inches shorter than the QR520, which is kind of weird. So I didn't have to cut it at all. So taped it up and played with it Tuesday night. Oddly enough, I found the butt plug fell out of it. I was messing with it today, and I don't know where the butt plug went. So I got to try to fix that. Yeah, go ahead and make a lot of faces. There's no other name for it. What do you want me to call it? The butt end of the stick, the little Warrior.
I'm just thinking of our group chat for
the Nashville
for the tourney. Yeah.
So anyways, I used it and I told you, I thought it was crazy how light it was. It almost made me nervous to catch a pass because it felt so different because it was so much lighter. Now, full disclosure,
I've been having the excuse you're using.
I didn't miss any passes. It's not like I played bad with it. That's what I'm saying. But full disclosure, I didn't. I just was super terrified. The first pass was like right off the face-off first shift, and my D partner like fires one over to me, and I'm like, "Sheesh!" I mean, and I caught it, but like I said, the stick's so light compared to what I've been playing with, and what I've been playing with is only a step down from it, which is what's crazy. So the technology is wild, going from just one model below the Pro. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, I could lift it up and feel the difference just that way, but like even going out and playing with it. So, but it is good responsive stick. It's hard for me to get a good review on it. You're going to get a better review because playing as a forward, you're going to be doing a few things a little differently than I do with it.
My backhand toe drags that are 6 feet away.
Yeah,
Barola, I did do a toe drag down here, and I have witnesses.
With the curve that you use, I don't know how you do any sort of backhand toe drag.
Because I am, like you said, I am that good. So not good.
I don't ever know that I ever said that you're so that good. Misquoting me here. So yeah, no, great stick though. Loved it. Just haven't quite used them as you. I'll be interested to see what you say about it because you're playing with a QR Pro right now.
I'm using the Edge, QR Edge.
But basically the Pro model.
Same thing. Yeah.
The Pro model from a little while ago, and so this will be your first shot with the new QR5 Pros. And I guess you're going to try to tape it up and use it tomorrow, you said?
Yeah, I got to remember to bring it. Yeah, if I bring it, I'll use it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll bring the saw, some cooking. So.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we're going to do for tonight. We'll maybe post this, maybe not. We'll see. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
All right. See you guys.